We're gonna have some fun. You don't have to look at our faces, at least for the next few minutes, because we have our very own Nick Stevens to analyze a very important bracket, and that would be the bracket of life. All sorts of important things. Nick Stevens, please, by all means, start grading the matchups.
Hello, friends. I'm Nick Stevens, professional life bracketologist, and welcome to the Bracket of Life, where we're going to break down 16 of the most important and essential elements that life will offer you. And let me tell you, as a member of Life, Life has been having an especially strong 2014. Some terrific matchups. But first, I'd like to point out that those of you who are going to try and fill out your brackets perfectly, fill out the first ever perfect bracket and win $1 billion from Warren Buffett, if you're able to fill out the perfect life bracket, you can win an autographed picture from SB Nation Studios of Guy Fieri. Take that to Flavortown, Warren Buffett. All right, now to the brackets themselves. Here we go. These are the 16 most essential elements of life that we've graded out here at SBN. And let's start off right here in the bracket of death with one of the most lopsided matchups that we've ever seen. Of course, a #1 seed, sex, which we all know makes the world go round, against a compliment from a cool person. And quite honestly, I have no idea why Coach even dressed either of these teams. I mean, this was an absolute evisceration. It was embarrassing. I know they play the games on any given Sunday because who knows who's going to win, but this was such a lopsided affair. I mean, one of the elements is sex, which is the international currency and grading standard of all power, and the other is something I quite frankly don't give a flying fiddler about. I mean, if you're the kind of person who looks forward more towards a compliment from a cool person than sex, then chances are we're not friends, and this isn't the kind of show you should be watching, so I'm going to go with sex. Now, moving down, tough matchup. This is probably not the first time this week you've thought to yourself, am I going to go Beyonce, or am I going to go Mexican food? At the top, we've got B in strong form. And think about it. I mean, she's got the moves, she's got the tunes, and you've got the vicarious Jay-Z factor in her effect, plus that legendary Super Bowl performance. Going up against Mexican food, who, might I remind you, has more #1 hits than you might be thinking about. All the Single Ladies, Halo, Nachos, Enchilada, Burrito. Mexican food's hits just keep going on and on and on. And let me remind you of this. When's the last night you had an evening full of intoxicants and lubricants and thought to yourself, you know what I really need to sop up this mess? Some Beyonce. No. You need some Mexican food. So we're going to go Mexican food over Beyonce. Now moving down to the funky region. It's Bill Murray versus taking your shoes off after a long day. Now, our friend at A1G Sports recently tweeted at us, you know guys, taking your shoes off after a long day of work is one of the most underrated things in life. And I will agree with you. As a 200-pound man who probably drinks too much beer and has more sodium in his diet than he should, I get it. I love taking my shoes off. But this is Bill Murray. He is the human epitome of cool. He is the word unique. Look it up on Wikipedia. It's just a picture of Bill Murray from Lost in Translation. People, in this matchup right here, one of them was in Caddyshack, Stripes, and Groundhog Day, and the other is taking your shoes off. Casino hands, all right? Bill Murray. Puppies versus failed videos. What a 2 versus 3. I mean, this is all that is good and bad in the world. I mean, you throw in like some cute cat pics and some Justin Bieber hate, and that right there is the internet, my friends. Think about it. This is everything that's good and bad in all of us. Puppies represent everything that's good in this world. They're so adorable. They make us so happy. And fails? Well, they're great, but that's just us taking in junk food. That's just us laughing at the failure of other humans. You know, I think Matthew McConaughey as Rust Cole in the final episode of the great show True Detective said it best. Once there was nothing but darkness. Right now, light's winning. Rust Cole, me, you, and puppies. Switching over to the other side, here's a lopsided 1 versus 4 if I ever saw one. Pizza versus the perfect commute. Now, I live in New York City. A perfect commute to me is not bumping into some hipsters, nobody passing gas on the train, and me getting there in 35 minutes or less while maybe rocking out a podcast or reading from my ebook. A lot of you guys out there sit in your cars and you struggle with why you're there. Why am I in traffic once again? Well, you know what, folks? Do you know who's there to fix that bad commute? Your old friend pizza. The sex of food. That which makes all people in this world happy. Who doesn't love pizza? You show me someone who doesn't love pizza, and I will show you someone who is not completely enthralled by everything by Dan and the other Nick are saying in that other studio. Folks, this is an absolute whipping if I ever saw one. It's pizza over the commute. Sleeping In versus Mario Kart. They're both kind of the same. They really represent ideals. Sleeping In is all about doing things at your own speed, having an office space kind of day, okay? Whereas Mario Kart, that's just kicking back and playing video games. And Mario Kart is one of every chillaxathoner's favorite kind of games to play. Sleeping In, that's something most of us that have obviously very important jobs don't get a chance to do very often. It's a squeaker. Call them the Wichita State of this bracket right here, but we're going to go Sleeping In. Summer versus a snow day in front of a fireplace. Summer is the ultimate ideal, people. Barbecues, cold drinks, your friends. National Bring Out the Cleavage Day. That's for you guys. You're welcome. You can thank me later. Versus snow day in front of a fireplace. It's kind of nice. Maybe toast some marshmallows, put your Tootsies up, warm them up when you don't have to go to work. But it's really kind of something you do when you don't have to go to school. And we're all grown up, or at least we pretend to be. I'm going to go with summer because that's the kind of boy that I am. And finally, cold beer versus road trips. Now, it's not a road trip whereas you can just say like, oh, I'm just going to drink cold beer, so it's a no-brainer. I'm going to go with road trip. No, it's the idea of the road trip. Looking forward to it, broing out, windows down, listening to your favorite song versus cold beer. I don't need to tell you why cold beer is awesome, because it's cold beer. But on a road trip, you got tolls, you got traffic, you got someone who doesn't like to wear deodorant because they read a report online that said it maybe gives you Alzheimer's. That is the last thing you want to be dealing with. Whereas cold beer, that is the cause of and solution to all of life's problems. People, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, and in the studio, it's cold beer o'clock. So there we have it, folks. Sex, Mexican food, Bill Murray, and puppies going up against pizza, Sleeping In, summer, and cold beer. That is our Elite Eight. We'll be back to rock it down to a Final Four in the bracket of life. Dan, other Nick, take it away.
Wow.
That was a lot.
That was Hurricane Stevens.
Yeah.
Went through the bracket. That was unbelievable. Any thoughts when you look at the first round matchups that were, what was the toughest matchup for you?
I mean, sex usually wins out. Usually just, you
Absolutely.
just write it out. But
Yeah.
I touched Beyonce once.
Really?
At a concert. Yeah, about 10 years ago.
Does that affect your decision in that matchup,
Yeah,
though?
we had a moment.
Sure.
I know they're in the same pod.
She can't shut up
So
about
that's
you.
difficult.
Yeah.
But, a couple people have said that to me. So,
Yeah.
we have had a moment. It was about 10 years ago. I was still in high school. I was a little boy. So I'm a little partial to her. But,
Yeah, Mexican food is still winning that for me.
But you can get sick.
I just feel good about it.